What up, everybody? This your boy Black Magus. I know been a while since you've seen this ugly face and all this hair that I have on my head and on my face. God, my fucking beard grows like so fucking fast. I hate it, yo. I really do. That shit, like, it just Now my hair don't grow as fast. This is like a year's worth of growth. You see on the top of my head, just a bit over a year's worth of growth now. But shit, facial hair. Within a week, it's almost like this shit right here. It's maddening, I tell you. Anyway, so feeling better, as you can see, actually driving, which is good. This time it was my hand that got really, really swollen and irritated, and it was just like hard to move. I couldn't grip anything. I still have a hard time gripping. It's my right hand. Probably can see a little swelling still in the fingers, but I'm able to hold some weight, you know, and I'm able to drive, which is good for me since I do the DoorDash thing. But it was maddening because it was at least almost 2 weeks. Just, you know, incredible pain, and then it would shoot up my arm. I'm still a little soreness, but you know, it's manageable pain. Which is good enough for me right now. Like, I don't know, it may be like this is just how it's just gonna be. You know what I mean? Get old. Things happen. Like, I am 45, y'all. You know, and you can see from all the fucking gray in the beard. Funny how my beard is like the most grayest area of the whole thing. Like, it makes sense though, because I started showing gray hairs, I want to say around somewhere between 10 and 12. I used to have this little strand of gray hair right under there, right under the neck. And it would like remain there until like all the rest of it decided to show up, I guess. And then I had to shave. So makes sense that like around the face would be the heaviest concentration of gray for me. So I look like, you know, Grady from Sanford and Son now. Anywho, heading home from driving, I was out in the area I used to work at. I'm sure some of you guys remember some of my car blogs from in front of the bank that I used to work at. And yeah, like, yo, hold up, wait a minute. There's an old man on a go-kart driving in the middle of the goddamn street, and he's about to drive down the street that I'm on. You motherfucker. Yo, this is old. I wish I could have got a shot of that shit. Yo. Oh my God. People do some dumb shit in these streets, I tell you. Anyway. But you guys probably remember the car blogs I used to do in the parking lot of my old job. So I was near the old job, and I remember there's this Chinese spot that I loved. The reason I loved it is because it's the only place I knew that served like hibachi at a reasonable price. And you were thinking, wait, you got hibachi from a Chinese place? Yo, they do it really, really good. It's huge. You get the same amount of shit that you would get if you went to a fucking like Benihana's almost. Actually, you might get just about the same, but for only like, you know, 10 to 15 bucks. And again, you probably say, okay, that can't be good, but no, they give you a bunch of fresh vegetables, steamed rice, or if you want to add a couple of dollars to the cost, you can get noodles, stir-fried noodles, and then you can get like chicken steak, shrimp, scallops, just like, you know, and it's really affordable. Like hibachi chicken and shrimp is like about $15, $17 if you want to substitute for noodles. That ain't bad. Like I said, you like think like, you know, a large carton of rice at a Chinese carryout, if you're familiar. That's the type of carton you get of rice or noodles. And then it's just like, you know, pretty good sized container that's filled up with like whatever meats and vegetables you got. So you can just combine it to a plate at your leisure. Like, shit. This will be dinner for the next 2 to 3 nights for me. Which is what's up. And again, I spent like, you know, I just got hibachi chicken. Spent like $13. Can't beat that. But while I was there, I ran into the owner who has an account at the bank I used to work by, and the bank's like right next door to it. So she was surprised to see me, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And we were talking, and it was so nice to talk. I mean, she is such a sweetheart. You know, she works hard as hell. She owns 2 restaurants. I was asking her how things were going. She was like, you know, they're okay. You know, kind of getting better now that things are opening up. So, but you know, I'm glad to see that she's still around. She's still kicking. From what I understand, she actually has 2 restaurants. So she's like working herself to death. Most of the time. Like, it's about 8 o'clock now. I'm sure she's been there since they opened around 11. That's how hard she worked. Her and her husband are the, like the main cooks, and then they finally got some help to at least do the register for them, which is cool. Hopefully it's like someone they know or a family member or something, a good close friend, so they don't have to like worry about paying them too much. I hate to say it that way, but it helps, especially when after what's been going on. And like, you know, they're not necessarily a dine-in place anyway, but they did have dine-in service. But they're popular in that area, and people like them, and I'm glad that they're still around. Now, next door to this is a place, and the locals will know where I'm talking about. You're in Fort Washington, you know where I'm talking about. There's this Greek-Italian restaurant. Yes, I said a Greek-Italian restaurant. Oh, well, they were owned by Greek people. Now they're owned by an Hispanic family, weirdly. It's a Greek-Italian place where it's mainly just Italian stuff with a little bit of Greek flair to some of the things. Like, they put nutmeg in their tomato sauce. I'm not a huge fan of it, but people seem to love it. It's a very popular spot, still open. And they have someone who's been working there forever. And I actually saw them, but I'm hoping they didn't see me. They may have saw me, because they actually came outside to smoke. And I did everything I could to avoid seeing them. Why? Because I don't like that person. This gets to the point of this video, really, after 8 minutes. Have you ever, like, not cared for somebody so much that you didn't even want to have small talk with them or acknowledge them? Like, this person is a very know-it-all type of person. Like, super, like, one of those people who has a story about everything, has a solution to all your problems, knows everyone, knows everything, all up in everybody's business, you know, and knows how to tell them what their business is and how to do it. That type of person. You know? I ain't have time for her. I ain't want to fuck with her. So I made sure like to look all over the place, you know. Luckily, she got preoccupied by 2 people who were talking to her just as I was coming up to the door, because the door is right next to the Chinese spot. So I could play it off like I wasn't paying attention. But like I said, as soon as I got into the Chinese spot, I was happy to have a conversation with the owner because I like that person. You know, I can't stand being around people who give off that bad energy and who just wants to fucking suck the wind out of a room. Like, some people have that personality. It's just like, when you're around them, you're not going to be happy. Some people can be, and maybe you have to be that type of person to be, you know? I don't know. But, I mean, she knows how to turn on the fake and phony because, you know, she worked in a restaurant. So I guess that's what makes her, you know, more affable to other people. Once I peep your bullshit, I just really can't fuck with you. That's just me. You know, I can be polite, but not if I don't have to. And I have to. This is like kick rock. Because the other restaurant banks with the bank I worked at too. So you would see this person all the time for change and all that. So, yeah, sure. I'll play nice 8 to 5. Like, fucking. But now that I don't work there no more, kick rocks. Kick rocks. But yeah, so it's nice to be back in the grind. You know, I'm tired, but I'm working through it. You know, got bills to pay, got things to do. Just trying to get back, you know, to rhythm. Hands feeling good enough where I feel like I could video game. So I can't wait to do that because I want to get back to gaming. You know, but yeah, everything's cool. So it's touch bases, relay that story, and hopefully you guys have been having a good summer. Hopefully things are getting better for you. You know, we're still kind of like, you know, we're not in, like, you know, the final days of this pandemic, but we're inching towards that. Just need all you guys to, like, make sure to wear masks. You know, if you can, use hand sanitizer when you can. Social distance when you can. Don't overdo it. Don't overreact, you know. And hopefully you guys will all, like, look back at this as just a, you know, just a, like, you know, unpleasant memory, and that has been followed by a lot of really, really, really good times, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this off, finish driving home. So as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I will holler at you later. As I always say, this your boy Black Vegas, and I'm out. Deuces.